Welcome, beloved co-creator. Thank you for joining us in this Soulshine Solstice celebration. I'm Loren Gailey, and I welcome you to our 11th year of hosting this high vibrational online event marathon. And as you'll learn from these activations and meditations, this is the 10th year of New Earth, which was born on December 21st, 2012. What a miraculous 10 years we've been through as we've worked to release the old programs, the old paradigm, and hold the higher light by anchoring fully in our hearts. We release the old so we can bring solution energy into our world. As the old world crumbles, we hold our vision of new earth and that which we wish to bring in. And as polarity has taken a large stance in our world, and it seems to be very divisive, I think we can all agree that the higher perspective of love, freedom, sovereignty, happiness, and joy is what every human is indeed in search of and indeed working towards. So we hold our light, and these activations and meditations are to support your journey. 2023 is a year of illumination, expanding the heart light even more, and being in service to our planet. Enjoy these activations, and thank you for your love and your light. Namaste.
Happy Solstice, everyone. Welcome, welcome. My name is Paul Temple with the Diamond Light Network, and I am very happy to be part of this beautiful global soul shine solstice celebration. I want to give special thanks to Loren Gailey and the New Earth One Network for including me in this amazing event, and very happy to be here, sort of opening and offering, calling in the light of the solstice, the light and the dark, because this is a wonderful, magical time of the year, and it can also be a very difficult time of the year. It's a time when the magic of the inner light is very active and alive and accessible. But it's also a time where a lot of feelings and memories and emotions, the ghosts of Christmases past, can come up for us and can be heavy with us. So that's why we honor, why we drop into the magic of solstice. Because it's, the inner light. It's a time when the inner light is being reborn, like the Christ child being born. That's when our own divine light, our own inner child, is awakened and illumined in this time between the summer solstice and the next summer solstice. So we're in this time of dark nurturance. The trees and the plants, all their energy goes down into the earth for the winter. And they generate new energies, new seeds for the coming cycle of the sun, of remembering, dreaming who they will become in this next cycle of the sun. And that's what we do now at the winter solstice, is we drop into a deep meditative state to remember who we can become, not only in this next cycle of the sun, but really in this next cycle of the universe. Because here we are, part of the reason we honor these ceremonial cycles of the seasons is that it reminds us as humans that we are part of this amazing turning of the stars, turning of the universe. We are connected to all being. And we move through, particularly on Earth, we move through cycles of light and dark, day and night, the full moon and the new moon. And then the seasons going from the bright fullness of the summer solstice down to this longest night, this time of dominant darkness in the winter solstice. But again, it's a time to drop into the inner realms, into our dreams, to reawaken that child of light, our heart of light, that we can rekindle and be reborn into the new cycle of the sun. For me, there are really 10 days of this winter solstice, Christmas, New Year's time that goes from now, the 21st, which is the solstice, through the 31st, which is New Year's. Now, solstice, the word, means soul, sun, stiss, still. Sun stands still. That's what solstice means. So at this time, the sun comes to this deep stillness. And what I'm going to be doing in just a few minutes is dropping us into a sound field that will help us come into that stillness. And this stillness in this time of year lasts for, as I said, for now in our culture, it's about 10 days from the solstice to the new year. And really at New Year, we're ready to rebirth the new year. So what you might contemplate while we're in the sound meditation is, who are you becoming in this new cycle of the sun? But also what's important, there's a wonderful song by a guy named Charlie Murphy, and I'll sing it a little bit later, but it's called "Light is Returning." Even though it is the darkest hour, no one can hold back the dawn. And what Charlie was tapping into there, because it's a beautiful winter solstice song. So yes, here we are at the winter solstice, light is returning, but we're also at a really critical time in a much larger earthly cycle where the light is returning after eons of darkness, after centuries and centuries of horror and a dark time on Earth. The age of Kali, the Piscean age, we have all these names that have been applied to it. We know that, in the Mayan calendar, 2012 was a key turning point. But these are not instantaneous changes. Oh, all of a sudden we're in this age of enlightenment. No, these are turnings of the universe over centuries and centuries. And we are just coming out of this point of turning, this winter solstice of the universe. And the light is returning. And that's why it's so important for us to remember and to connect about the awakening light, not only the year, but in our hearts, because that's where the light resides, in our hearts. My spirit guide, Alfor, has given me all kinds of information about how the next step in human evolution is about the awakening of the human heart. Imagine a civilization or a species of humans. Imagine the human species on Earth with all of us having awakened hearts, that we're connected to quantum consciousness in all being, that knows that interrelationship of all beings, that generates the beneficial qualities of compassion and collaboration and courage and awakened consciousness. That's our potential. And it's not only our collective potential, but it's the potential for each of us to awaken that child of light, to awaken the Christ light, the Christ child within us, to help with the evolution, not only of our own consciousness, but of humanity's consciousness. So I'm hoping that that's enough. I want to get into the music, but I just wanted to remind ourselves of what the winter solstice is about and why it's so important to connect with it. So I'm going to move in as my main offering into a sound transmission using these beautiful Tibetan bowls, and I'll be doing some mantras, some Tibetan Vajrayana mantras, as well as some Sanskrit mantras. And the intention here is to help you drop into what the primordial, what Althor, my guide, calls primordial awareness. And that is not awareness in our brain, but awareness in the heart. That connection where our heart taps into the universal stream of universal consciousness. So the sound helps still the mind. It helps bring us into our heart. And I'm going to do a little induction coming into the heart so that we can really be there and allow each of you to remember who you are becoming in this next cycle of the sun, but also in this awakening cycle of light in the universe, of light on earth, of light in the human heart. So I'm going to invite you to envision your heart as an orb of light. I just want to show you this before we go into the meditation. This is a wonderful orb of light. And then we're going to build what we call the heart circuit, which is how our hearts are connected into the tapestry of light. And the heart circuit you can see here over my head. So here's the, which way am I going here? The orb of light here. And then there are 6 axes of light. Earth, sky, and then 4 directions horizontally going out. That circuitry that connects our hearts into the beautiful tapestry of luminous creation. I'm going to talk you into that, but I just wanted to have you see those images, this image of the heart. I'm not talking about the anatomical heart, and I'm not even talking about the heart chakra. I'm talking about the energy center of the heart. It is in the heart chakra, but different from it. It is called the pearl of light. It is the seed of divine consciousness that dwells within us. It is the seat of the soul. And encoded in that heart seed is our soul memory. And our soul memory includes who we are becoming in this life. What is our soul purpose, our heart mission in this life, in our earth walk, in this time of awakening light on the earth. So I invite you, you can close your eyes, bring your hands to your heart in the center of the chest, right in the center of the chest. Bringing both hands there. This is a beautiful practice from the heart math people. It generates what they call heart resonance. And envision with your mind's eye, or feel with your kinesthetic sensing, a pearl of light that is your heart light. It glows and it grows into a larger orb of light. In your center, you feel the warmth as you become rooted. The more that we connect and awaken our heart centers, the more that we become rooted in our authentic soul self, in our heart presence. Grounding into your heart. And before we go into the practice, I invite you to send a beam of energy through your left hand around. And we're going to connect everyone who's in this circle, everyone watching this stream. And then it comes back around through your right hand into your heart. So we weave a circle of light, connecting. And we set our intention to generate good energy, to drop into primordial awareness for the benefit of all beings, for the benefit of each of us in the circle, that we may remember the light in our hearts, that we may remember our luminous presence. We call on the ancestors. We call on our guides and protectors to touch our hearts, to help us remember, to protect us from unwanted energies that only those who have the highest intention to our benefit may come in and be with us in this circle. And I'm going to open with the Om Azatoma prayer. It's a Sanskrit mantra. It is a wonderful prayer for this time. It translates as, lead us from darkness to light, from illusion to truth, from the poisons and suffering of temporal reality to the sweet nectar of pure consciousness, pure light. Azatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Rityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Azatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Rityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Azatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Rit to truth, from the poisons and suffering of temporal reality to the sweet nectar of pure, luminous consciousness. Now I invite you to come back to that image of your heart illumined as a pearl, an orb of light, and send a spiral of energy down through your root chakra, from your heart down to the heart of the earth, rooting into the earth. And then another spiral of energy from your heart chakra up through your crown, up into the stars, reaching up into your star family, your star cluster, up to the very heart of the universe, connecting with these ancient primordial forces of which your heart is an integral part. And then out horizontally from your heart through your left hand, sending a beam of energy, connecting into the web of light. Through the right hand, same thing, connecting into the web of light. Now we have earth, sky, left, right, forming a beautiful cross in your heart. And then finally we do front and back. So sending forward, a beam of energy, connecting into the web of light, the jeweled fabric of the universe, of which every heart is an integral part. And then backward from your heart, sending, connecting. So now 6 axes of light: earth, sky, left, right, front, back, connecting your heart into the beauteous web of creation, connecting with quantum consciousness, connecting with all hearts. And holding yourself in this beautiful architecture of light, I'll move into the sound transmission. To help you remember. Primordial consciousness. Remember yourself as light. A soul on earth. We call to the infinite, luminous heart of existence. The pure, indestructible Vajra diamond radiance that emanates perfect, loving awareness for all creation. May everything be beneficial for all being. May everything be beneficial for all being. observing how you feel when your heart is aglow and connected with all beings. When you are seated in your sovereign soul self of your heart, the center of truth, of courage, of love. And a simple practice to keep coming back there. Bring your hands to your heart. Remember that orb of light connected to earth, sky, and the four directions through that beautiful circuitry of light. Remember, remember, remember who you are becoming. Remember, remember, remember the light in your heart is returning. Light is returning, even though it is the darkest hour. No one can hold back the dawn. One planet is turning, circling her path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. Light is returning, even though it is the darkest hour. No one can hold back the dawn. So a happy solstice, everyone. Blessings on your solstice. May you find peace and beauty and magic in this time. And spread that beauty and magic for the benefit of all beings in all realms. As we release this circle that we opened, we offer this light that we generated, even through this short practice, out through that grid work, pulse of light, for the benefit of all beings in all realms. Blessings. Thank you, thank you. Happy solstice.
Welcome, beautiful hearts. This is Anrisa Melchizedek, and I'd like to welcome you to this energy update as we reflect on 2022 and move into an overview of 2023. So 2022 as a 6th year in many ways could be seen as a year of reset. It's a year that many of us have actually released and let go of all that no longer works for us, as we allow the flow, the organic flow of the Christed timelines to bring to us the gentleness and the grace and ease of that which we can manifest as co-creators to the company of heaven. So it's been a year of a lot of change as we deepen into all that is highest aligned, all that is soul aligned, and we see with this level of increased cosmic consciousness that many are experiencing in what some are calling deeper levels of soul embodiment, others just the divine presence of the beloved I am that I am, and of course very much just that nurturing and love of self that is overlighted by so many beautiful frequencies and in fact in this now by so much of that divine mother energy. And I'll talk a little bit more about that right now. I'm just digressing slightly as I wanted to bring us back to an overview of this year, and all that has been experienced is very much the crumbling of the old, which is so much related to that which is not highest aligned, that which is misaligned. And in fact, so much of our journey from the 3D to the 4D is also very much about that alignment and misalignment as we deepen into those levels of increased cosmic consciousness ourselves and hold our consciousness as those fields of light, in being able to step into those timelines that are soul aligned, that present for us so much of what is being experienced from that quantum perspective as one heart and one love. And it's also the light codes that have been coming on this year. We see a lot of the light codes of the 1-1 and the 2-2, and as we move into 2023 we're going to see a lot more of the 3-3 light codes. So my understanding too of these light codes, 1-1 is very much that field of divinity, the codes of divinity and the codes of purity. They're all very, very connected to the innocence of soul embodiment. So it's deepening into the photonic light of the soul as we bring online the crystalline light body. And with that, what we're experiencing is just a deepening sense of the timelines of self-mastery and ourselves moving through those levels of soul embodiment or soul evolution, where we're merging and integrating our higher selves. And of course, becoming the light of God as our beloved I Am presence upon this sacred earth. And we do that both energetically, on the inner planes, within this quantum field of consciousness, and we're starting to do that now more, coming together with soul and star family and friends of the light. So we could say 2023 is very much a year of rebirth. It's very much a year of returning to that higher state of consciousness, and it's a year of illumination, of higher perspectives, wisdom, truth, freedom and sovereignty, and also deepening into community and unity and of course love. So what we're going to see becoming more, we could say, into the mainstream level of consciousness is just a deepening sense of those higher perspectives of truth. So as all that is misaligned continues to crumble in every facet of the global consciousness, or rather unconsciousness, we're going to see political, financial, and so many other business systems starting to collapse and crumble, and greater levels of alignment to all that is presenting that supports us into higher perspectives of truth, making these soul aligned choices really essential as a whole new value system. And it's going to bring through for us just deepening levels of birthing into our Christed light. So we're seeing too a lot more of the golden Christed light frequencies or crystalline consciousness, just beautiful gentleness and softness that's actually been presented at this time for all of us as we tune in on the collective consciousness level and hold the light as the flames of divinity we are. You see, consciousness is a very interesting frequency, so to express, and the way that we deepen into the increased levels of conscious awareness starts initially by being the observer, by being the witnessing presence of the beloved I am that I am, observing the behaviors, the patterns, the programs, and then allowing ourselves to go in to not only release and transcend and expand beyond the old, but to continuously, through the new habits, through the new frequencies, through the energies that are aligning us on so many different levels to our own divinity and to the light of Mother, Father, God, and all the element beings, and to one another, in fact, as we deepen into that unity grid, as we deepen into that energy of the sacred earth, and that which we call the Divine Mother, comes from our ability to sustain and hold ourselves at those higher dimensional fields of light, in that expanded state of consciousness. And that is the key that will elevate the frequency and the energy and allow us then to move from the spiritual ascension into the physical ascension. So the spiritual ascension that we're all going through at this time is that we're moving then from the third and the fourth dimensional levels of consciousness, which is where we experience that alignment and misalignment, or perhaps rather more fourth dimensionally, we talk about that as the heaven and hell archetypes being played out. We're moving more into the fifth and sixth dimensional fields of consciousness, where the timelines of the old are collapsing a lot more. And we're seeing this not only within our inner realities, but we're seeing this on the outer realities too, that much more is collapsing, and so many more souls are awakening, remembering, and stepping deeper into the consciousness, the awareness, and the light of who they are and who we all are, as we open our beautiful loving hearts and just simply recognize that all is love, and love is all that we are. So the themes that we're going to experience in from 2023, as we deepen into this beautiful year that is going to present so many opportunities for so many of us, because it is a year of community. It's a year of coming together with our beautiful soul brothers, sisters, soul families, and also to step up with our service work, to be able to step up, to step out, to really just expand all that we are, all that we share, and new ways of being. This is really deepening into that presence of our divinity. From a numerological perspective, it's a 7-year, and this also is really just a year then that's deepening from the 7 perspective into wisdom, into illumination, into higher perspectives. Those higher perspectives that we talk about in this organic timeline is really just increased levels of consciousness. And if we think about it, we're ascending in each now moment, because all we're doing is that we in each moment are elevating our consciousness and our frequency if we take in that time to go inwards. And what's interesting about that too is what we experience and know as our truth today really does shift and change as we deepen into new perspectives, higher understandings of truth. And this is going to reveal a lot more, because of course those levels of truth are simply new levels of not only increased cosmic consciousness, but really that's moving beyond the veils of illusion. We're seeing a lot more of the pineal gland activations, and in fact we're seeing that a lot more too at this time. So we could talk about what's going on energetically at this time for all of us, and one of these are the pineal gland activations that are increasing for all of us, as well as the experience of the 40 hertz gamma wave frequencies. So it's a really interesting one, because that gamma wave is really 5th dimensional consciousness too, and it's moving into clearing, healing, and releasing the density within the body and energy field, and allowing for that greater subatomic spin at the cellular level within the body. And the pineal gland activations, as many of us are aware, is really the primary way that we experience New Earth, because the physical eyes then become the secondary sight. And to fully activate the pineal gland, we're also activating the pituitary, we're activating the hypothalamus and the thalamus. We experience greater levels of intelligence, greater levels of those truths and perspectives of consciousness and light. And this is really experienced primarily in the form of sacred geometry and sound and color frequencies. So we'll feel the pressure on the through the third eye, through the pineal gland, Many that experience the pineal gland activations, you'll feel the secretions coming through the upper palate. Sometimes you'll feel the nauseous, or you'll feel nauseous with it too. And other times you will just feel the need to go down and close the eyes, or other times you will be experiencing taking in the light codes through the plasma light frequencies too, where you'll start to rapidly blink the eyes, sort of something like this. And I find that that is happening too more and more. And also what we're experiencing at the moment too is the activation of the occipital lobe, which is at the back of the throat. And this is really a gateway of consciousness and light that connects into the brain and also elevates the consciousness to that level of fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional, seventh dimensional living that we experience initially energetically and then also physically. And one of the beautiful frequencies that we're experiencing with these codes of purity, divinity, activating from within, just really beautiful energy, expanding the heart frequency, that's what we're experiencing now, is just this deepening levels of the energy of the Divine Mother, taking us into just that nurturing, loving aspects of ourselves, where we feel that need to really just love ourselves. And I know for me, I'm finding myself saying a lot more these days, I love you, I love you. And while it's so lovely to hear it from others as we do, and of course to deepen into our own hearts of gratitude and appreciation and joy and love, it's so lovely to be able to cycle that energy of love back to ourselves. And that's really what's happening at this time on the sacred earth. We're deepening into that connection with Mother Earth, who of course is our Divine Mother, but with that we're also experiencing just these really beautiful pink and golden colors. And simultaneous to all of this, we're releasing from the base chakra, we're releasing a lot of lack of in our lives at this time. And that's really from the lower three chakras that we experience that release of the lack of. That's the any level of lack of within our lives as we shift through the financial and relationships and all that comes through, also through that sexual energy and misuse and abuse of power. So those are the primary themes that continue to amplify and to also collapse as we ourselves just release from within what needs to be released and expanded upon, so we can come together more in that field of community and unity and love. What also is being experienced right now is our nervous systems are being recalibrated. So you may feel this within the body. You may also feel and experience a lot of the sonic frequencies that are coming through, and also the axial alignments, because all of this is activating the DNA. So we talk about the diamond light, the rainbow light, the golden light frequencies of Christ consciousness, crystalline consciousness. So what we're experiencing is really just this beautiful array of rainbow frequencies and lights through the diamond light prisms that are coming through onto this planet, coming through and into the sacred earth, often through the frequencies of the sun, through the solar flares, and of course through the plasma light. And the photonic light that's activating is the soul light within the body that is activating these light codes from within as we move through the different levels of the light body. And the light body that we're experiencing primarily is that which we call crystalline consciousness, or another word for it is Christ consciousness. So you could say 2023 then is a year of illumination, and Christ consciousness or crystalline consciousness or soul embodiment, whatever you may like to experience, imagine and feel in terms of that terminology. Just know that you are expanding into your own beautiful higher light into your magnificence, and also stepping out into new levels of service to this sacred earth, because that's essentially what we're all doing at this time, is we're stepping out into different levels of service. So it's a really beautiful moment in time, and we have a look to it also what we're clearing at this time. And part of what we're clearing then, or what's been released, is as we step out into new levels of service, as we step out into expanding our light, both collectively and of course individually, we have to go into what we're still working on, what is being released, what is being collapsed, what is being dissolved, or what are we still holding on to. And while within this there are a lot of collective themes, that is what we're talking about here, what is being released from the unconscious aspects of humanity. And a lot of it is again the fear. And for awakened souls and light workers that are ready to take that next level into that rebirth, into that illumination, into activating the threefold flame of power, love and wisdom from within, we're also releasing this fear of not being good enough, or comparing ourselves to others, or in some way this lack of abundance, as we reset into this organic flow and focus. There's a lot too that's obviously been released on so many different levels. As I expressed, it's both on a planetary level and of course it's also on a personal level. But mostly right now what's been released from the collective is this comparative measure, lesser than, better than consciousness, and as always, victim persecutor consciousness. So in overview then, we can have a look at some of the themes that are coming through for us in 2023, in this year of illumination, wisdom, rebirth, and embodying ever deeper the light of God that we are. So it's stepping up in new ways, finding that support with soul brothers, soul sisters, choosing possibly to come together in co-creation with others. And this is important because this is really about making those soul-aligned choices and then mapping it multidimensionally, which means that all that no longer serves is dropping to the sideline. And I often find that what helps with that level of multidimensionality is working with Andorra crystals. There's of course so many things that we can do to experience that multidimensional consciousness, but working with the Andorra crystals is an absolutely beautiful one to do. Well, working with the Andorra frequencies, either energetically through Andorran beings, which many also call the Lemurians, that really hold that consciousness of unity and love, or we work with the beautiful crystals that are really uniting and coming together and speaking to one another collectively through those sound, colors, sacred geometries that amplify, shift and change as we too become Andorian, as we too become Lemurian once more, as we too deepen into the frequency of new earth in consciousness and light. Those of us working with Andoras, what happens is that the light codes sync to our light codes, and those geometries also shift and change. But it's a network, a grid, as so many of these light grids are, through the quantum field of consciousness and the unity grid of divine love. So this is really a very powerful moment in time where we are collectively coming together, where more and more are awakening, more and more are stepping into their beautiful light in service to Mother Earth and all her life. And so we will feel supported in new ways too, because a large part of our work for many years, for some, has been either doing it on your own or just sort of doing it in small groups, or also feeling frustrated that that support wasn't there or isn't there, either financially or emotionally or creatively or working together in a team. And so we will find that sense of community a lot more with the Light Tribe, with the suggestion of working with those that we have a heartfelt connection with. It's not going to be something that we have to sort of push with or for, because the timelines that we're talking about are these very beautiful crisis or organic crystalline timelines, that we're all working with and flowing into that frequency and energy of New Earth. And all of this is just soft and gentle and loving energy. And we just have to deepen into following the wisdom and guidance of our soul. That's essentially all that is asked of us. And when we do that, then all we're experiencing in that moment is just a gentleness in the flow, where what is presented and what is needing to be worked on or with at that time just comes naturally. And that is in all that we do, in terms of making those highest aligned choices, or soul aligned choices, through the perspectives, through the wisdom, through the knowing, through the ability to come together with like-minded souls. Then we're going to really, really deepen into that world service in whatever way that we look at it. It's really stepping up with our service work, touching more hearts, connecting with perhaps different groups, other networks, different ways that we can work with our own work, even for ourselves, new ways of working or other ways of working, just expanding our own work and really stepping up and touching more hearts. And that's really a big theme too for 2023 with this consciousness expansion, because essentially that's what we're doing, is we're having this real deep quantum consciousness expansion going on this planetary level. And so we're going to see more and more souls waking up, more and more souls just recognizing that the way that things are run at the moment is not the way that they should be run. And those that are holding on tight in 3D ways and all about me and me, it's not viable, and of course it's not able to be sustainable, and it's just crumbling. And we're going to really see so much more of that being highlighted, but also so many more souls just coming together, as in fact we've seen, sadly, through mostly disasters and events that have been very difficult or heartbreaking or trying in bringing us together, because of course that's how humanity has learned best. But when we walk New Earth, when we experience New Earth in frequency and energy and through our own beautiful light and expanded consciousness, it's really a sense where we just step up to do what needs to be done. And we all come with our different skills and gifts and network and create these communities and share and care. That's essentially making those soul-aligned choices. And we map it multidimensionally. I've talked about this a few times, but mapping multidimensionally really essentially is looking at all the different choices and seeing what is mostly highest aligned for the next level of stepping up, and then visualizing it through feeling each moment of that experience with gratitude and love, and of course joy and abundance consciousness, to create one step to the next step to the next step. And we visualize it all through the power of the mind, but also through the pineal gland that's activating and bringing through those light frequencies for us the ability to see what is that next level. And when we talk about see, we essentially are talking about the ancient memories expanding from within through the timelines of self-mastery, and also clearing of the karmic timelines and programming through the loving heart in this now moment, the next level of our light work, and how we want to step up and how we want to step out as the light tribe, as the gatekeepers, as these sacred flames of divinity. So it's really going to be an absolutely beautiful, wonderful year for all of us when we allow the flow of grace and ease into the organic timelines to amplify for us. And this is important because it's really sinking into the universal flow that comes when we are out in nature, when we connect into the heartbeat of Mother Earth, when we feel her love, her gentleness, her frequency and energy of unity consciousness. It sends a pulse or a wave through the collective consciousness, it ignites into the DNA, and we become both these receivers and transmitters of the consciousness of light, where we not only experience ourselves as the unity grid, as the light tribe, as the I am avatar consciousness, but we transmit those light codes out to others simply through our beingness. And more than that, then we have a sense of what we need to do from one moment to the next, because it's soul guided, and we follow the wisdom and guidance of our soul light. And that is essentially what the sacred year of 2023 is about. And the 7 year is also very interesting, because if you think about it, many systems of energy that we work with 7 and we work with 12. We work in cycles of 7 years, 7 chakras, and 7 in so many different ways. And of course, it's also an ending, a beginning. And this is all about new beginnings, and really just deepening into the expansion of our beautiful light and holding it for all upon this sacred earth. So I'm very excited to share this beautiful space with you of 2023, and I look forward to further connections in light. And so from my heart and to yours, and to the cosmic hearts of all creation, blessings in love. Namaste.
This is Mag Benedict Day. Every year during December, the solar system moves into alignment with the great central sun. It's located at the Galactic Center at 26 degrees Sagittarius. And this is the annual ascension alignment that occurs between 1212 and 1221, and it opens a cosmic gateway into higher consciousness. This intense solar power of the great central sun shines directly into Gaia's field while this sacred gateway is open between 1212 and 21. This gateway provides the most potent manifesting magic of the year. It's one of my favorite times of the year. This is while Gaia aligns with the 0 point energy at the Galactic Center. The solstice occurs on 12/21, and this day, if you look at it, 12 and 21 are mirror opposites, and it's bringing all into balance, into oneness, into unity consciousness. And as you breathe in the crystalline plasma light codes, more dormant 12-strand DNA that's dormant in our own light bodies, that starts to ignite and activate. So as we step into the cosmic stargate, into the source field at the Galactic Center, it is pure potentiality. And this is the power moment of infinite possibilities. And so join me as we travel to the great central sun at the Galactic Center and set our intentions for the solstice and into 2023. Okay, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. If you can have your feet on the floor, you're either going to sit with your feet on the floor or stand with your feet on the floor. We're going to ground into the vortex in utilizing Metatron's cube to do that. So let's take a couple deep breaths, pranic breath into the diaphragm. Inhaling in into your core center, into your heart, into your breath, into your lungs. Just moving the chi into the body. As you notice, working with me, I use the pranic breathing a lot. This is how we move energy in and out. So get comfortable breathing. Don't be shy. Keep breathing. All right, and as we're dropping down from the mind into more of the core center of the body, into our feeling center, into the breath, let's extend our energy down the leg channels to the feet chakras. And using your feet chakras, you're now grounding onto the crystalline global grid, locking in. I always see it kind of like a crystal base, locking your feet like magnets onto the crystal base, and then extending roots of light into the crystalline grid of our new Earth timeline. Oh, there we go. There. Everyone kind of dropping more down into your lower body, into your hips and your belly, into your core center. Okay, let's go ahead and connect to Spirit. So from the heart, we connect to Divine Mother, Father, Source. Connect to your Master Soul Presence. and soul family. This is your original home star soul presence, soul family. Let's bring in our spirit teams of angels and guides and master teachers, the shamans, the elders, the wise ones, your protectors. Just have them circle around you as you're working. We're also connecting to Gaia and to Mother Nature, the nature spirits, calling in the devas, the fairies, the elementals of air, fire, water, earth, and ether. So we can do the alchemy with Archangel Metatron. He's stepping in, embedding Metatron's cube sacred geometry under your feet and your grounding. It's made up of 6 outer circles, 6 central circles, and then a final 13th circle right in the middle. So we're going to ground our feet into the center circle, turning it on with our light, our chi, our intentions. Good, there we go. And then those 12 circles are rising up as pillars of light up and around your body and your aura. And they're humming and toning. Think of them like tuning forks. They're humming with the 12 sound waves of our 12 dimensions. And we hear these tones in our human ears as the sacred sounds of Om. Just letting the 12 pillars pulse into you, Om. And then they begin to rotate right to left around the body and aura in an anti-clockwise spin. So if you're looking from your head down to your feet, they're going counterclockwise, spinning around the body and aura, getting faster and faster until they begin to blend and become the quantum vortex of crystal diamond light. And there it goes, and now it's starting to expand your field up and out into the higher dimensions. Breathe into it, open up, expand. There we go, and as we're opening our fields into all 12 dimensions, now we're going even faster spin. Vortex is spinning fast, okay? Going faster and faster towards the speed of light. There we go, and it begins to release the veils, the time barriers, up and out of the field, opening the field all the way out to the quantum level. Woo. There you go, rippling through your field, opening out, where you can now access both the physical particle field and the virtual spiritual field at once. And that lets us into our own energy body. So let's tune inwards, focusing into our light body, our energy body. The chakra pillar rises right up the center of it. And we're bringing the resurrection spiral, rising from Metatron's cube at your feet up to the root chakra. Again, spiraling anti-clockwise, and it begins to rise up your chakra pillar. And as it's moving up, let's command it to clear any density, trauma, memory of the old earth, the past lives. Okay, there we go. As you're rising up, you're spiraling up, you're clearing density, opening your chakras, opening your chakra pillar. Keep rising up, spiraling up, clear, open channel all the way up to the top, to the 12th chakra, to your higher self. Whew, all the way up. Whew. Opening your channel to your higher self, and as we get up here into the higher dimension, this is the crystalline light dimension. Start to connect to your higher self, however that works for you. I always do like a heart-to-heart bond with my beautiful soul presence, my higher self. Higher self is your guardian, your gatekeeper of your channel. There you go, heart-to-heart connection with your beloved soul presence. Your soul is made of your signature light and your sound waves, your frequencies, your tones. And so as you connect to your soul light, your soul frequencies, we're going to reverse. Start to use your channel now as an open receiver. Inhale in, breathe in, spiral down, still anti-clockwise, but now going down vertically, down the channel. Down through the crown, big wave of your soul light, your soul frequencies filling into all the chakras in the body. Moving down to the lower body, into the root pelvic floor, dropping in. That's it. Good. Soul energy, soul presence dropping in. This is how we embody our divine soul presence. Spinning fast. You guys are doing great. Spinning fast. Let's now focus into the heart center. This is like the main engine of your light body, of your Merkaba. And in the heart center is what's called the heart crystal. It's a big, multifaceted heart crystal. And crystals amplify, they magnify, they radiate light. So let's move a good wave of your soul light, soul frequencies to fill your heart crystal. Breathe in, fill in. Whew. There we go. Starting to amplify. Imagine like every facet of your heart crystal radiating your soul light outwards and like a big starburst. Yes, good. That's right, good. You're building more and more soul super radiance in the heart crystal. This is what feeds your light body. This is what fuels your Merkaba. All right, excellent. And then our final step as we're setting up is to work with the infinity of light to set up 0-point coherence in the body and the aura. So to do that, we're going to run the first infinity of light horizontally left, right at the heart. Second infinity of light running around the left, right brain in the mind. Here we go. Starting to loop them back and forth, left and right and left. Now infinity is a unifier and a balancer. So it's starting to balance your energies in the body, heart, mind. And it's also starting to weave your energy to come into the center and unite in the infinities. So let's focus there. If you tune into the center of your infinities in the heart and mind, it's not moving. It's what's called 0-point stillness. Pure stillness in the now. Everything is pulsing alive, unifying in oneness. Okay, there you go, you got it. And it's beginning to pulse up and down the body from your infinities. Just like rippling through the field. That stillness in the now. There it goes. Just let it ripple through. It's starting to bring all your biosystems into 0-point coherence. Starting to link your heart and mind into coherence. Yeah, there we go. Whew. It's a beautiful unifier. And then as that gets stronger in you, pulses in you, it begins to repel out any non-coherence. So here we go. We're going to do our first clearing. Just lifting up and out any non-coherence, any distortion, discordant energies up and off the physical body, emotional body, mental body. In the vortex, spin about. Oh, there we go. Moving it up to source light, to transmute to light. Whew. Release it out. Exhale it out. Whew. Let it go. Good. That was a good release. And that even enhances your coherence inside you even stronger. And it's in this coherence and it's in this vortex, quantum vortex, that we can start to do our activations. This vortex works like a time machine. So it's spiraling back through the past, holding in stillness in the now, and spiraling into the future, potential future. So let's command our quantum vortex to spin all the way back through thousands of years as we spiral all the way back to the original Zep-Tepi civilization in Egypt into the Grand Pyramid of Giza. Let's all enter into the ground floor of the Pyramid of Giza. You're staying grounded in your body. Feet are locked into the grid, but you're letting your super consciousness travel through space-time to the Pyramid of Giza. And you might even feel as you enter into that powerful frequency generator. It's fully on, it's alive, it's active. You might feel the warm stones under your feet and feel the pyramid vibrating around you as it's pulsing as a frequency generator. It's aligned right up to the Orion Belt, to the Milky Way galaxy, and the galactic center, the great central sun at the galactic center. Now you are still in your vortex. It's still spiraling around you. And so when we get inside a golden ratio pyramid in a vortex, it starts to propel your vortex to spiral upwards up the pyramid. So here we go, spiraling up the pyramid with our superconsciousness, up to the capstone, to the Eye of Horus, going all the way up to the pinnacle of the pyramid. Whew. There you go. Let yourself relocate there. And as we all gather here at the top of the pyramid, we're connecting to Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael, who will be our escorts to take us to the galactic center, into the great central sun of our spiraling vortex. The galactic center, great central vortex, massive black hole vortex. So as we're all getting ready to leap from the pyramid, your vortex is spiraling very fast, and it's starting to open up a wormhole in space-time, and we start to travel at the speed of light or faster through our wormhole in the direct pathway to the galactic center now. Whew, we're all traveling together in our own separate wormholes. Whew. All right, and everyone's starting to bilocate and gather at the massive vortex spinning in our galactic center. It's a spiraling black hole vortex that connects to a parallel spinning crystalline white hole vortex that opens to the crystalline universes. So imagine where the two vortex funnels meet. We're going to go there. For this is a galactic gateway, a galactic portal. So as we all step further deeper into the connecting point between our black hole vortex and the parallel crystalline vortex. Here we go. Everyone stepping into that sacred space. Oh, and a crystalline shimmering stargate starts to rise up and appear in that sacred space. This is what's called a 0-point field. It's a popping virtual field of electrons. So imagine, I always see it kind of like a sea of champagne, golden, white light energy. We just stepped into it, adjusting to it, and those virtual particles are rising and falling back into the 0-point field of pure source creation. So everyone adjusting to this powerful field of source creation, and we all step into the shimmering stargate. This is the source stargate. Okay, there we go. Adjusting in, attuning to it. Start to open and receive the infusion of God light flowing through your being. You're stepping into oneness with source light, source presence. There we go. Everyone tuning in, adjusting in. Just feel that source love infuse your entire being. It's washing through you, nourishing you, strengthening you. There's no separation here. We are one with the divine. We are one with Source Creator. This is where stars are birthed. Just allowing the source light to purify your energy. Just keep breathing it in, soaking it in. And as we are in this oneness with the divine, we are acknowledging that we all are divine, sovereign beings. And so in your heart and your mind, proclaim to the universe, I am all that I am. I am all that I am. Just let it ripple out, being acknowledged, and ripple back to you, receiving it inside you. The truth of your being. As we stand in the oneness of this source field of pure creation, now visualize the solstice gateway appearing in front of you. Let's all step into it, connecting to it. Just breathing in the powerful solstice wave of love frequencies into your being. Breathe in the solstice light flooding into your being. And as we connect with the Council of 12 Tribes of the Great Central Sun and our beloved archangels, they are here to assist us with the activations. Let's focus on immersing yourself in zero energy. We're a zero Capricorn. We've been in the Galactic Center's 0 point energy since 1212. This is the potent stillness of all creation. Just allow that zero energy to wash through you. So exhale out, releasing anything you no longer need or want to bring with you into the newer timeline. So we're just allowing the zero energy to wash through us. Starting to spin into the quantum vortex. Let's clear and dissolve away any blockages or barriers, oppositions, any patterns or programs that limit you from living the total expression of your divine soul purpose, soul destiny. We breathe it out, we wash it out, we flush it out, we spin it away using the vortex to spin it into source light for transmutation. So anything that's been broken loose, come to your awareness, unlocked. There goes more. So you're doing great. Just letting the layers lift up off you into source light to be transmuted to light, dissolving into the light. Let's flush up and out any old trauma from the body, heart, and mind that's come loose or to our awareness. We acknowledge it and breathe it into the vortex spin, move it into the light, transmute it to light. There goes another release. You're doing great. Keep breathing, moving the energies, dissolving it into the light. You're completing with it. You're resolving it. You're healing it. You're transforming it. Still spinning, still releasing. Just keep breathing into it. We honor the past. We honor all that it has brought us, taught us, strengthened us, opened our hearts, healed us. We honor it all now. And we're releasing these old energies into source light. You're cleansing yourself of the past in the solstice flame, in the refiner's fire of purification. Let that move through you. Let it light you up. Purification fire, source, solstice light. Beautiful. Getting brighter, getting stronger. As we stand more cleansed and nourished, we're ready to start this new cycle. And so spin inwards and integrate all the ascension upgrades that have come into you, turning inwards and open and receiving and integrating and blending and merging all that you've received through these ascension gateways, all the upgrades, all the wisdom, the knowledge, all the strength and power. Just breathe it in, integrate it in, so you're spiraling inside you. Take it deep into the molecular level, merging, blending with it. You're recoding and update now. There it goes, rippling through you. Integrating in, blending in all the upgrades. And just open and allow the coming changes to lift you up higher, to fulfill your soul's destiny. Embrace the positive change that is happening now. Yes, there it goes, rippling through you, updating some more. And today, the solstice, we celebrate the return of light in the northern hemisphere. So just inhaling this powerful stream of crystal and plasma light, the solstice light, filling every fiber of your being. Fill where you feel low or depleted, bringing in this nourishment, this chi, this light. Breathe it in. Breathe in the solstice light waves now. It's coming down your channel, filling into your chakras, into your organs, into your biocircuitry. Just breathe it in, building, increasing your chi, building with the solstice light waves. We're starting a new cycle, and so today's solstice, it occurs on a 12-21. 12 and 21 are mirror opposites, so they're uniting everything into balanced oneness. So as we're in this powerful sacred geometry of the 12-21 mirroring each other, visualize your human self of the past and your divine soul facing each other as mirrors, blending together into union, into oneness. Allow the mirror effect to update you. Visualize your ascended life and your current life facing each other as mirrors, blending together into union, into wholeness, into oneness. Uniting. Allow the mirror effect to ripple through you. We're still in the solstice stargate, in the stillness between the worlds, so we're blending all into union and zero energy. There you go. You're becoming balanced and whole and complete in the solstice gateway in zero energy. Allowing the mirror effect to run through you, help you, support you, update you. Move out of the old timeline into the new. So when we complete and clear away old, outdated energies, we get to replace it with the new energy. So as we're standing in the galactic zero energy, in the solstice gateway, let's focus on the grand reset that is in progress. Let's direct all that fiery, revolutionary spirit of Uranus into forging our new ascension lives in the newer timeline, lighting them up, turning them on. Envision new doors opening on your path in front of you to new life experiences, new opportunities, new growth, new strength and maturity, new wisdom, your soul gifts. Let that light up in front of you and inside you. Still powering up. We're in zero energy, the grand reset, powering up. Still spinning, activating. And in this powerful zero energy in the galactic solstice, in this grand reset, let's pause in silence for a couple minutes so everyone has an opportunity to set your personal intentions. So feel as if you're already living your intentions. Okay, we're going to pause in silence for 3 or 4 minutes so everyone has enough time to visualize, to describe, to call on your team to set your intentions. Imagine you're putting them in crystal seeds to plant them in Gaia to grow. As we set our intentions, we're feeling ourselves living in our beautiful soul's life, our ascension life. Just keep spinning your vortex around you inwards. You're grounding this in, integrating this in, giving it your love, giving it your light as you're planting your seeds in the earthly garden of our new earth. Today is Capricorn energy. It's earth energy. You're starting to make them earth bound so they can manifest. Spinning, spinning, spinning inwards. Anti-clockwise spins. Grounding them inside you and into the Earth's grid to come alive. And we set this into motion now. And so it is. Whew. So it is.
Greetings, dear ones, beloveds. I'm Dr. Edvish, and I'm glad to be with you today. Today we're going to talk about the process that we find ourselves in on this planet at this time, and it is the purification process, or the purification stage as it is. And so what does that look like for you? What does that look like for me? Honestly, it is a massive undertaking, overtaking, inner taking. And so let's break it down bit by bit. The purification is a process of releasing and surrendering all of those things that have been done in the dark and being brought to the light and releasing. So it's purification at the mental level. So that means our thoughts, all of those things that we have thought to be our truth, all of those things that we have taken into believe, and simply to believe means to be in lie. And so it's bringing it to the truth of what you truly are, right? Changing your mental thought process of what you've been creating for yourself, those things, whether you have created it intentionally or not intentionally, you have been manifesting those things. And so it really is about you surrendering to that process of letting it go and beginning to think from a higher state of mentality, beginning to think from your higher God state, if you will, from Christ consciousness. And so it's just becoming aware of those lower thoughts when you have those lower thoughts and letting them be able to release from you organically. And so that is one of the purification processes that we find ourselves in at this time. And as we move through that, then we move into purifying of your emotional body. You know, we get trapped in those emotions. And so it's really important that we begin to pay attention to where our emotions are leading us. If they are sad emotions, low vibration emotions, and it's really easy to be in that at this time because of what's going on the planet. And when we look out at the planet and we say, but look what's going on right now, we get pulled into that narrative, and that of itself is what's drawing us down, pulling us down. And so we have to allow ourselves to, as Mother Earth is releasing this negativity, we have to release this negativity if we are to rise up with her and move to that ascended state that is home to us, that place that we begin to remember as divine beings. And so it is to, yes, embrace the emotions as they come up, and then to surrender, to heal, and to release them so that you can begin to move to a higher density of the emotions. Just like in the mental body, as you let go of the lower thoughts, not good enough, not rich enough, not thin enough, not smart enough, not doing enough, As you let go of those ideals about yourself, then you can begin to move to a higher density way of thinking, a Christed way of thinking, that I am the light, I am love, I am fulfilling my destiny, for I am standing on my beautiful golden path, and that path does not lead me to anywhere other than my divinity. So that's how we begin to move to the higher densities of that which we are. Same thing with the emotional body. We move to a feeling of divine love and a divine peace and divine joy. And so as we allow ourselves to clear the old, we can begin to move into those higher densities of these beautiful mental body and your emotional body. And of course, we can't forget the physicality of that which we are, because it is the physical vessel that is housing all of these divine pieces, like a beautiful puzzle that's being put together. And so we work on our physical body, and it's extremely important, as this is the avatar, as all of your pieces return to you, as all of your aspects return to you. They have to be cleared at all the different levels of your being and then return. And so it is to take care of this vessel in the kindest of ways to support it. I know for me that means lots and lots of minerals, lots and lots of clean water. As I move through this process, and as all of these pieces and aspects have returned to me, it's to honor the vehicle, the vessel, the physical. And so we continue this process and we move. And as we move through these processes, and then we begin to activate our light bodies, and all of that is awaiting us. And you begin to turn on these signals that calls to these higher aspects of you to return to you in a most profound and beautiful way. The key to all of this truly is to be anchored in that sacred space of your heart. And so, dear ones, beloveds, let's just do a process that takes you to that sacred space. If you have forgotten how to get there, or you don't know how to get there, then this is a time to show you where you are to live and breathe and have your being. It is within that sacred space. So just relax, close your eyes if you will, and take a nice deep breath in and out. Allow yourselves to relax. Allow yourselves to become one with your sacred and holy breath. And using your inner vision, your inner guidance, see yourselves moving to that tight, confining space up in your head, that space between your brain and your skull. And as you squeeze yourself into that space, just observe all the nooks and crannies of your brain, all of the entrenchments, all of those limiting programs that you have taken on lifetime after lifetime. Because this process of clearing isn't just dealing with you in the here and now, it's dealing with all of you in all timelines, in all dimensions, in all realities, to bring all of you to the here and now. So in doing so, see those nooks and crannies, those grooves, those entrenchments, those programs of fear, of not good enough, of anger, of jealousy, and allow them to come up, and just observe those old limiting thoughts and allow them to be lifted up and off and transmuted back to the divinity. And see that and feel that. And as you do, take another breath and allow yourselves to expand within that breath. Now see a beautiful golden white energy coming in and moving into all of those spaces that you've cleared so beautifully. And that beautiful golden white energy fills all of those spaces with more of who you truly are, a divine being. And breathe. Now let's move just a little further, this time behind your eyes. And from the inside looking out, just observe See how you see your eyelids closed. And yet you can see through your imagination. And this inner vision, you see this beautiful golden path being projected from your third eye. So find yourself standing on that golden path. And what do you see? Just observe. Take another step on that beautiful golden path. This is your path. This is your destiny. Begin to align with it. Begin to align with the idea that you came in free will, choosing to have the experiences that you are having. And now, through free will, you choose to return back to the source, to be one with this idea that you are divine, to be one with the idea that through free will, you are now choosing to be of service to the one. So see how that unfolds on your divine and sacred golden path. Take another step, and as you do, invite your higher self, the divine director of your experience, onto this sacred path. And what do you see unfolding before you? Just observe with your inner vision and breathe. Mi hatokia shatana, I kopopoto a te chikaya no hateni, kia tokaya no kupoponoa, anini hakupuchi a kaya shato, ni nono atani kaya no kute chikaya no kupotani, iki a tote ashukupani anina hakupoponoa, mi amohote hato a kaya no kutania. And feel yourselves connecting with your higher self on this beautiful path. And as you take another step, dear ones, beloveds, reach out to your higher self. Ask your higher self to, moving forward, be the divine director of your material experience, giving your higher self freedom of action in all that you think, say, and do. Begin to reconnect with the divinity that is within. Beautiful. Now take another deep breath. Miha moko te, aya no kotai, kaya moko pushikatana, iki atono ateni, kaya no keshe, na ro umumu asaninya, iki atote, kaya no kotani ashate, aya no kuputani ashate, aya no kotoneni, aya no kupopana, hare aya kokushikate, na ro usasamana. Ayano ishikea no kutaninya, ukuputani yashikea no kutaninya, e oto ishikaya no u nihanu ashe. Now, how beautiful is that, dear ones? Lovely. And let's continue this journey. In fact, if you haven't already realized, we are moving into that sacred space of your heart. So just allow yourselves with every breath to continue to expand. With every breath, allow more of your divinity to move in to every single cell of your being. Now let's move down just a little further. This time, we're going to move into that backspace of your nose, where you just observe that breath, that sacred breath as you take it in. And as you take it in, feel the holiness of that breath. And on the exhale, allow that breath to move into every cell, every fiber of your being, every molecule, reacquainting every cell with the divinity, with this beautiful golden light, that light of illumination, and illuminate every cell in your physical body. Take that breath in and feel it go into every cell in your physical. Take another breath in and feel it go out into every cell of your mental body, filling every cell with divine thoughts of who you truly are as this beautiful, sacred being. Lovely. And take another breath in. And now see it go out into your emotional body. And your emotions begin to come into the flow of knowing that all is truly divinely well. That you are sacred and holy, and that everything has been in accordance with your best and highest good. Correct? So everything, every thought you've ever had, every emotion that you ever had, you can love it free because you realize it has served you in the most amazing way. And so with love and gratitude, you fill all of these spaces now within your emotional body with the sacred and divine holy breath. And now just allow it to then go into your etheric body, bringing you all into balance, all into harmony. Kanami amokotea shikaya norutata. Ainani kaya nokotukia shikaya mahotoi. Inihami anoki shikaya nokototani ayeno ateji. Kayama kopori watani a shikaya nokupukania shikaya nokotokania shikatai na niha. Beautiful. And dear ones, beloveds, let's continue this journey. Let's continue to move. Now we're going down into your mouth and just observe as you move into this sacred space from the perspective of inside looking. Observe your teeth, your tongue, whether your lips are closed tightly or slightly parted. It matters not. Just observe. But then observe how much more space there is in this sacred space of your mouth if you were to compare it to being up in your head. So that tells you how important this space is. For this space, you see, dear ones, is where you speak the word. This space is where you speak your truth. This space is where you manifest, you send out to the universe that which you desire through your word. You see how important it is, how it's given so much more space than being up in your head? So it's for you to be mindful as you do the process of letting go, you do the process of purification, then move into this space of your sacred breath, your sacred voice, and speak your truth. And what does that look like? I am divine and I am serving the Most High in a most loving way. Every word that I speak is to uplift, is to support. Do you see? Every word I speak adds light to the situation. It does not take away and bring it down and feed on what I do not desire any longer, but it speaks to truth and love and light and uplifts and encourages. See the difference, dear ones, beloveds. In this moment, you have the choice to be the light. You have the choice to speak a truth, a new, expanded truth from a higher density space of being. Because in this purification process, as we let go of the old limiting 3D ideas about ourselves, it's allowing us to move into the higher densities of that which we are. It's allowing us to move to more of our full potential as divine beings on this beautiful and sacred path to ascension. Do you see? And so let's continue this journey, if we will, now that as we have moved from the space of our mouth and observing and speaking truth and love and light and support, we continue now down through our throats and down through your esophagus. And as you do, feel yourselves beginning to get closer and closer to your heart. In fact, begin to feel your heart beat. Begin to hear the sound of your heart and your heartbeat calling you closer. And so as you move into this sacred space, using your imagination, your inner vision, see yourselves now down at the bottom of your heart, facing the back of it. And from that sacred space, feel this vortex pull you in and down now. Becoming one with your heartbeat, one with the sacredness of your heart. Kayami amokuto eteche, kanono atani ayanokuputona, ayami amokutea shekayanokutani, and feel all the love building in your heart. Feel all the love coming in from the source of all that is, filling your heart with this love. Like beautiful rays of sunshine. Mia mokote chikaya no kotanina, hokoputani ashtutoa, ikia tono atane, ayama ukotai, ayano kotania shetikaya kopoponoa. Ayama kotani ache ayano kotoniwa. Aya mia mohote ate ashkatana. Beautiful, yes indeed. And now, dear ones, way up at the top of your heart is this tiny sacred chamber. So with your inner guidance, allow yourselves to move up, shift ever so slightly to your left, and into the tiny sacred chamber of your heart. Mako yate miashkota, yato nahechi kopunoata, amomiata chikayamakotote, yatote ahanokote ni hayanohotonua. And feel the sacredness of this tiny chamber. Feel the love that Source has for you. And send your love up to the Source, the One, indeed. And in this tiny sacred chamber, dear ones, beloveds, know that you can only create for your best and highest good and the good of all concerned. And so if you would move to this space and live and have your being from this space, then you would only create and only manifest that which supports you, that which brings you love and peace and joy and harmony and grace and prosperity. All the things that you desire are waiting for you in the here and now moment. You, dear ones, beloveds, have to be able to get to this here and now moment. And it's through this purification at every level of your being, this surrendering that allows you to move with conviction to that divine space of the tiny chamber of your heart, to this now moment, where you are divine in this now moment, where you are the sum of all that you have been, where you have learned every life lesson that you came forward to learn. You may not necessarily remember that time, that lifetime, that experience, but the wisdom gained from it goes within and is sitting in this divine sacred space, awaiting you to activate it. For all those who have these gifts and they want more of their gifts, your gifts are all within. You must begin to access them through this tiny sacred chamber of your heart once you move through this purification. And indeed, this entire planet is moving through this purification stage as Mother Earth is doing so. So honor, be gentle, not only with yourself, but everyone you come in contact with, for you know not where they are on their journey. They simply are on their journey, whether they're aware of what they are receiving from the great, great central suns and the suns beyond the suns, beyond the suns, beyond the suns. Indeed, dear ones, we are all in this movement together. So we must honor where everyone is in their own divine perfect space and time as we all move into the here and now in our own unique divine way and time. Kayami amakuti ashkatana, ikiatote ashkayamakupoto ni ashteatote, ayanokuteni ayanokutani ashe ashe ayanokupunua, miamokote chikayanokutani ayanokutani ayanokutania. And as you are in this beautiful sacred space, the tiny chamber of your heart, feeling all of this love building up in you, now take a breath, and on that holy breath, send it out, expanding beyond you, beyond your awareness. Send it out to Mother Earth, supporting her in her endeavor to clear and purify and to be lifted up. Do you see? There is much behind you. There is a purpose, and this is your season. Kaya mia mokutani na rokupopote ashkutana. Iki apono atani hashete. Kaya nokota mia mokutaniste. Iki atoto atani hashete. Kaya nokotono ahami nokotania. Indeed, let's take another deep breath in. Pulling that sacred breath from the source beyond the suns, beyond the suns, beyond the suns, into the tiny chamber of your heart. And out to Mother Earth. Mia moke shikai noro ninya hokuputani, iakoninya hokuputona. And as you send this out, we see that all souls will begin to walk more gently upon her, will begin to care more deeply for her, for she has cared for each of us lifetime after lifetime, through all the abuses, through all of the misuses, you see. And she still holds this divine and sacred space of love for each of us. So it's our turn to begin to share and bring back and give back to her that love. Amin okutani nya hokupukaya shikatani ayamakuputani yakumia sabache iki atote yashukumia nan hacherai iki atoni yashaminu kupopono ai amia mokute chikai nayano kichikaya no kote chikaya no kota amia mohote kai no kotani ayashikai nikupotonoa. And so, dear ones, beloveds, what a joy to share this with you this day. What a joy to be here. What a joy to be a witness of this beautiful process that this divine and holy planet is, as she is making her movement to the higher realms. And that you here hearing this, you too, you're making your movement to the higher realms. With so much love in my heart, I say to you, stand. It is time to stand. It is time to raise your voice in love, in peace, in joy. It is time, dear ones, beloveds. So with that, be well, be love, be grace. Honor where you are, and honor where each is in this perfect time as each moves into their here and now. From my heart to yours. Ayanokutoche ayamakupono atache kaninya mihato ato ate. Till next time, dear ones, beloveds, be well.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Loren. Welcome to this solstice celebration, the Soul Shine solstice celebration. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Let's begin a beautiful activation of spirit love and spirit light. And I would love everyone right now who's watching this, just take a deep breath. And with the deep in-breath, we are inviting our spirit helpers, our spirit guardians, our spirit beloveds of light and love to come a little closer. One more deep breath, everyone. So this light activation is in celebration of an augmentation, an explosion of light that literally has imbued itself onto planet Earth and into the human collective right through the year 2022. And I'm being told to say a very deliberate infusion of super high spirit light has arrived and is activating the electromagnetic layers of light around Mother Earth, throughout Mother Earth, and also right throughout the human collective right now as we speak. And it has been building for some time now, for decades, very deliberate. I'm in communication and have been for many decades now with overseers in the worlds of spirit who call themselves creator beings of all universes. In fact, these days I've been passed up to creator beings who don't even go down as far as universes, very high overseer beings. That's the kind of light that's been flushing through the electromagnetic fields of Mother Earth and of the collective of humanity right throughout 2022. A very powerful year. Oh my goodness, an activation year. A year where truth emerges. Because where there's light, it reveals the truth. And I'm being asked to say truth is definitely something that is just obvious, but the light itself activates the veils coming off our eyes. It activates remembering. It activates the ability to see the truth. And that is the beautiful thing about light, spirit light, high vibrational, high frequency spirit light. So today we're going to go into a force field of light, of this spirit light, from these high levels of creator beings. They're going to bring it down, bring this light down and infuse us. We, as a group, many times on Loren's shows, we have been exposed to this very high voltage spirit frequency, high level, high light. And today we're going to do the same thing. And in a way, it is like a bookend to 2022, to a lot of the work that we've been doing in 2022, upgrading humanity's consciousness, upgrading the light, intelligence in humanity. So I can't wait to start. I'm just going to tune in and let me feel and sense into how they want to start this. So they'd love everyone to close their eyes. It won't be too long, but we will feel it. We'll feel the light coming right in. Closing our eyes. I'd like you to imagine the most beautiful being of love, an angelic being standing in front of you. Switch on your imagination and allow it to be real. Allow this to be real. Allow yourself to feel the love emanating out of this being towards you. There is so much love. This being is beaming, smiling, shining their love towards you. And in that beaming of their love, they are letting you know that they see you and they know you. This is an old friend, a mentor from other existences in the worlds of spirit who has followed your journey as a soul and in this moment is standing in front of you, ready for you to accept this light. And if you feel comfortable, step forward a little bit. And those of you who do feel comfortable, allow yourself to just be engulfed in the arms of this angelic being in a beautiful, beautiful hug. This is such an important moment because the higher frequency of love and light from this being is also infusing into you. It's lifting the burdens off you. It's lifting the weariness off you. And sometimes that's heart weariness. It's just gently washing that away. The beautiful love from this being. And the feeling of sanctuary as you're being held. The feeling of being known as far-reaching, eternal beam of light and love that you are as a soul, that is not only just here in this moment, in this dimensional moment, in physicality, but is also in vast spirit spaces, occupying completely at the same time vast ranges of light and spirit light in other times and places. And so this is being seen, this is being understood in you. All of that about you is being loved. And now, in the arms of this angel, allow yourself to be lifted, elevated up. Feel this angelic being flying upwards, holding you, wrapped in its arms. And all we have to do is just relax and accept. Allow ourselves to be lifted higher and higher and higher. It's kind of like being in the arms of Superman or something. We just relax, we're in good hands, heading upwards. And there is so much light far, far above us. This is a realm of love that not many humans, I'm being told, are allowed anywhere near. This is a secret space in spirit realms. And gradually we're coming up towards this vast range of light, gently, gently being held in the arms of your angel. We're moving up into this light. And we stop in the middle of this vast, like an ocean of light, being held, being loved. And suddenly this light is immersing itself into every cell, every mitochondria, every vibrating DNA, physical and non-physical, every layer of our blueprint as a consciousness, every layer of our auric field, every chakra. This light is gently moving through our entire energy system and our physical system. I'm being told to mention this, that this light has been bestowed in this moment from very high echelons of the creator being realm. So they have delivered it like a package down to this midway point where we can be to receive it. It's been waiting for us. And right now it's getting delivered into our consciousness. And remember, everyone, that we are vessels. We are portals. We are awakeners. We are walking, talking vessels of light. And so when this type of light immerses itself, downloads into our light systems, our light auric fabric made of waveforms of light, when this new light, this high light from the creator realms downloads into us, we change, our thinking changes, we upgrade, we start remembering more of ourselves as light. But we also move out into the greater world, into our communities and our social circles. And we carry that light with us, and it starts touching the auric fields of everyone around us. So this light is quite powerful. It is special. It is intelligent, it is code, and that code will download into those that we are around. I have no doubt about that. It's subtle, it's behind the scenes, but it's very, very active. If you look now at your angelic being escort, this beautiful mentor who's come from such a long way, I've just been told, to be here with you in this moment. If you look at their energy, if you look at the sense of their face, if you are getting a sense of them, you can just switch on, pretend. Sometimes that gives you that sense of what they're feeling, of how they're looking, how they're being. You'll notice that this being is very proud of you, because in this lifetime, you've made it to this moment, receiving this type, this level of spirit intelligence, of high light. This is telling me to say this is not very normal at all. To be given this gift of such high light. As I'm speaking, this light is still immersing itself, still soaking in, going deeper and deeper into our dimensional systems, into our memories, into our soul memories. All of those moments of fear, of anxiety, of distrust, of failure, of self-hate, of minimizing ourselves in other existences, in other lifetimes, not just in this lifetime. Such a long, long, long trail of beauty and love, but also moments of, distortion, you could say, inside of ourselves. And so this light is traveling down those history tunnels and feeling into where it is that you're sad, where it is that you hesitate, where it is that you stop yourself. Where it is that you hesitate to show your soul power. And in this moment, I'd like you to imagine Mother Earth as in the size of a basketball, and you can reach out and pull her towards you and just gently, gently cradle her and feel your love for her. Allow your love to flow into her. And as you're doing that, this huge ocean of light is starting to soak itself into Mother Earth at the same time. So that incredible high spirit intelligence is also informing, encoding the light fields of Mother Earth. Now, in this solstice time, there's always an enormous gateway, an opening for higher light to touch the planes of existence, to touch the electromagnetic fields of the collective, and sometimes to trigger an eruption of our unconscious density. And so this light today will hold us steady as any of that is happening. It'll hold us a little bit above, buoyant, above density, above intensity, a little outside the bubble of intensity, so that we can witness and see and know the truth of it, but not necessarily be hurt by it. This is the joy of this light, everyone. Just want to mention that it starts to change realities. It starts to change the way you operate. It starts to change the way you hold yourself in this physical dimension. You start remembering that you are only in a dimensional experience, that what we think is physical is not solid. You start remembering that viscerally. But not only that, the joy of stepping forward into your path of soul expression, This light triggers that very, very strongly. It activates it strongly in you. So it is an activation for sure, an activation of giving you strength, giving you a sense of freedom, giving you a more lightness away from hesitation and doubt. I'm doing a lot of talking, but at the same time, there's this rain, there's this waterfall of light that is entering our systems, our auric systems. And how beautiful that you've spent time with the spirit mentor who knows you as a spirit soul, knows you well. So in a moment, we're going to emerge out of this experience. In a moment, we're going to take a breath. And in a moment, we're going to move on to the next experience that you'll be having in this beautiful celebration. But tonight, as you fall asleep and as you put your head on your pillow, I'd love you to remember the being that you are with right now, this mentor being, and invite them to arrive again in your mind, in your heart, to feel their energy again, and ask them to create a connection with you, perhaps to offer you a symbol, a visual symbol in your mind's eye, so that when you bring up that symbol in your mind's eye, they feel it and they arrive, so that you have a partnership, you have a beloved that you can talk to, that you can ask for help with. That's their job. They've been running with you as your training partner, as though you're training for a marathon. They've been training with you. They've been walking and running with you, championing you. So tonight, bring this being in and open up a love relationship with them, a remembering of the love that you both have together, knowing and understanding each other. So right throughout the next hour, this rain and waterfall of light is going to continue, but we're going to open our eyes and take a deep breath. So if you wouldn't mind, just gently, we think we're just doing a little meditation, but you may be very tired tomorrow. Just want to let you know that, because it's deceptively gentle. But boy, this light has huge power in it. Just letting you know that if you are tired tomorrow, there's a reason for it, because your auric fabric has been renegotiated, recalibrated. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes and take a deep breath. Thank you so much, everyone, for playing and being in the arms of an angel and receiving this light. Thank you, everyone. Please feel free to visit me at soulmentoring.com. My name's Alicia Power. And there's a lot more of that upgrading if you come in and start playing in our monthly live streams and other beautiful opportunities for light downloads and upgrading. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for participating.
Welcome to this solstice meditation. We are celebrating the end of the year as well, the end of 2022. I am Gaetana, and together with Yantal, we share the teachings of what we call Enlightened education, which is the education for the age of Aquarius that we received from the Ascended Master Consciousness. So I have here my notes because the Ascended Masters have given me a very specific message to share with you today. And I would like to offer you that precise transmission. To begin with, I want to recap a little bit on what has been going on in the past years, because we are finishing a cycle. And so by the end of 2020, we received a message, and it was the first time that we became aware of the mother frequency of a year, the main frequency of a year, that in 2021, we received a message that everything would become sacred. Then for 2022, the year that we are completing, we received the message that everything is becoming possible. We are starting to conceive the possibility that we can really liberate ourselves, that we can make our dreams come true. This was a creator year. And now that we are reaching the end of this year, we have already received the message, the core frequency for 2023, which is everything becomes real. So everything becomes sacred. It was a year when we started in 2021, we started aligning with our higher self. We had a lot of time really to go deep within, to heal, to process repressed trauma or things from the past. So everything was becoming more pure, and we had a clearer connection with the heart. Then because of that, everything became possible this year, or at least we have a clearer concept of the fact that we are divine creators and creatrixes, and that we can make things possible. We can precipitate our highest dreams and desires. And now everything will become real. As it's within, it's without. So we have been connecting with the Ascended Masters who are part of the Holy Family, and they have been sharing with us the frequencies to upgrade all our relationships to 5D relationships and to achieve heart mastery. That will be the main focus for next year as everything becomes real. And they always insist on the fact that we have to clarify our vision and set a very clear intention for all that we want to experience. And why is vision so important? Because when we have a vision of what's possible, we have a vision of transformation, we can endure, and we can understand all of our life lessons. We understand the purpose of everything that we create as we ascend. There's a great focus on soul liberation, which goes beyond empowerment. And soul liberation can only be done and achieved through pure love. So that's why the Holy Family is mentioning relationships as something that we should be focusing on next year. Another thing I would like to highlight is the fact that when we start our path of enlightenment or path to liberation, we don't always understand what that implies. When we have our spiritual awakening, and even through spiritual empowerment, we sometimes navigate the path a little bit naively. So what it is that we really choose when we choose a path of enlightenment, when we choose to ascend, when we choose to connect with the Ascended Masters and walk their path? What are the commitments that we make and we are unconscious of sometimes? And they're always a commitment with ourselves. It's with nobody outside of ourselves. And what can you expect? We have found really that the path of enlightenment, of ascension, is a path of self-mastery. That means that you are intending to dissolve the victim mentality or the slave mentality. And so some people get disappointed when they start training. We offer many trainings. And they have this naive idea that to be in a path of enlightenment, of light, it's all butterflies and roses, it's all light. But a path of enlightenment is really one that will help you move from victimism to mastery. People many times use this path as escapism and as an escape mechanism. They can't deal with life, they can't deal with relationships, and they think that the path of enlightenment, because it involves meditating, it will take away all their responsibilities. And it's alarming how many people step into this path believing, thinking that they have to do nothing, that because they are divine beings, God will provide everything. And it's quite the opposite. Because of the fact that you're wanting to mature, because you want to liberate yourself from the limitations of ego, of the small self, of the belief system, of the victim, the inner victim, responsibilities will be amplified. Because it means that you are making the conscious or unconscious choice to take 100% responsibility for all of your creation. That's a path of enlightenment. Now, many people choose meditation, as I said before, as an escape mechanism, or to release stress, or as if it were a magic pill that will solve everything, or as a path that is disconnected from material responsibilities. And so they don't have to deal with anything, they don't have to make decisions, they don't have to be grounded. But a path of enlightenment is a path of self-mastery. Yes, as we said before. So it means that you are choosing to become a conscious creator. Spirituality will mature you, will show you all the places where you're being, where you are compromising, you are taking energy from others, you are in codependent relationships, you are playing victim. Why does higher self do that? To punish you? No, to mature you, to prosper you, so that you can see what is holding you back and you can use your free will to step up and to show up as a divine being that you are. So the fact that 2023 is the year when everything becomes real is that for those who have been doing the inner work, that Christ consciousness will start creating reality. It will no longer be just an inner experience. We will be completing the transition to embodying the Christ consciousness and being the light in every life situation. When you are in a path of enlightenment, life gets very real, because everything is right on your face. You can't hide anymore. You can't pretend that you don't know. All the patterns, all the ancestral imprints, all the fears, all the insecurities will surface. Why? They come to live. If you are willing to be the master in every situation, if you are willing to use all your creation to evolve and not to victimize yourselves. So this is a great invitation. It has been the invitation for many years, but especially towards 2023, to quantum jump, to really take a leap of faith and a leap of empowerment, so that we really believe that all the inner work we have been doing will bear its fruits, and that it's time to live externally as we live internally. There needs to be compatibility between our inner universe and the external reality. And this is very important because we are in this age of enlightenment, Aquarian age or golden age, which is different from other moments in humanity where we could hide a little bit, and be in the spiritual closet. But right now, the sign of an Aquarian leader is visibility. So as Aquarian leaders and masters, we don't get to hide anymore. We have to show up and we have to be in the light. Aquarian leaders are out there, and it's all of us, all of you listening. So I will invite you to define your vision for 2023 and start connecting with the ascended masters who make up the Holy Family, which are mainly Jesus the Christ, Mary Magdalene, and Mother Mary, and help them define your vision, co-create the vision for 2023 with you. I'll just share a few questions for you to go within and inquire yourselves. The first one is, if you're listening to this transmission, are you being called to become a spiritual leader? And what is calling you in that direction? What attracts you about becoming a spiritual leader? And also to get really grounded, not to fantasize around that, but to really become it. What is the training required for you to show up as a spiritual leader? What do you have to heal? What do you have to make peace with? What do you have to activate within? What community, what teachings can help you awaken what you have to awaken within? As everything becomes real, what are you ready to transcend? What old stories are you ready to let go of? What attitudes, behaviors are you really committed to saying goodbye to? And as we are moving collectively towards soul liberation, soul completion, what do you understand by that? Are you attracted by that possibility? Does that intimidate you? Are you comfortable by being spiritually awakened or empowered, but maybe resisting soul liberation? And what step or steps are you willing to take to experience authentic freedom? Maybe you have to realign a few things in your life. Maybe your relationships will change because you have to be surrounded by other frequencies. Maybe you need to move places or to change jobs. Or maybe it's a profound internal shift that you will experience. And if you already imagine yourself being liberated from suffering, which is what the belief system creates, how could your sovereign being uplift you and all of your relationships if you became liberated? Can you see how that could benefit all around you? It's not selfish to claim your freedom. It will evolve everybody around you because everyone will mature eventually. As you start shaping this vision for 2023, I will invite you to your heart space so that you can receive the frequencies that the Holy Family will start downloading into your consciousness. And it's a template to create 5D relationships, which are based on the 3 R's: respect, recognition, and reciprocity. Those are the foundational frequencies for any project or relationships as from 2023. There needs to be genuine, authentic respect, recognition, acknowledgement, praise, value, and reciprocity. That's how we can co-create in balance. And so just start receiving this silent transmission that is changing the whole matrix of your relationships, what you think you deserve, what you have gotten used to, so that you can receive divine support and support from all the planes of creation. So that you can set healthy boundaries, grow in self-love, power, and wisdom, and receive from the Holy Family a template to create sacred, divine relationships. Those you can thrive with, you can celebrate your journey with, you can co-create service with, you can create a family with, you can initiate new projects, relationships that you honor and honor you back, that hold perfect balance and harmony, that don't hurt, that hold a certain level of integrity, that always find a divine solution because they are willing to change and to evolve and to transcend limitations. Relationships that understand the value of collective healing, of engaging, participating, collaborating. And you can feel that you're being surrounded by Master Jesus, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene. So the Marys and Jesus, they're soothing your heart, connecting you with your intuition, so that you can focus on deep listening. What's coming from the sacred temple of your heart, to make wise decisions, to love yourself more, to prioritize yourself, to embrace freedom, and to take your next step. as you open your eyes. I want to thank you for listening to this activation and transmission. And may all your dreams become real in 2023. Infinite love and blessings. Gaetana Yantal.
thank you again for being here.
Hello everyone, I'm Nora Walks in Spirit. I welcome you all to this very special time on the planet during December solstice, the heightened energies that is arriving. And I work with the infinite masters from the high off realms who speak to me, guide me, and envelop me with a higher vibration of words of knowledge and intelligences. And when I'm speaking with these masters in a higher vibration, the consciousness in your own minds and hearts starts shifting and allowing you to access heightened vibrations of your own abilities and awakenings. And so I'm delighted to be here today when many of the divine sacred stargates, they're like opening portals that I see that open up in the solar system and pour through these divine light intelligences during solstice. It allows us to access more of the quantum vibrations of light intelligences into our hearts and minds. So that we can become more synchronized, magnetized into all the sacred portals, meridians, kingdoms, and elements that are awakening and cracking open of their own crystals on this entire planet. The infinite masters in the higher realms want to bring in a word of knowledge and a message today to guide you, to elevate you into a divine state of reality where the cosmic gateways and passageways are opening for you to traverse into your own crystallite grid systems when you are ready. It is through the stillness that they arrive. And so I'd just like you to just get yourself nice and comfortable as you breathe in the quietness and let go of your thought forms and get anchored into Gaia. I'm going to call in the infinite masters to bathe all of your quantum aura fields and start to get you all lighted up wherever you are. We welcome all beings of all dimensions. We welcome all etheric energies of new hologram beings. We welcome the enlightened ones, builders of form, crystallite spark beings of many civilizations. And the ancient ones, you may come through now too. All-star elders, star nations, and all our ancient ancestors of light who have traversed into higher chamber rooms of knowledge. I welcome your presence in strands of light consciousness. We welcome the gatekeepers, record keepers, code carriers, and infinite masters of intelligence. To all assemble at a heightened vibrational tone and light around us for protection, for clearing, for clarity of our inner hearts and minds, and to align a heightened quantum vibration into all of our chakra bodies. Breathe in. The seventh ever-expanding light into your minds. Balance as you integrate the pulse of Gaia's heartbeat into your foot chakras to anchor your body. There are pristine diamond formations of pyramids arriving throughout this entire 12th month, and on the sacred solstice of a heightened portal gathering of light beings. Many are elevating and accessing more light intelligence streams into their chakra systems, into their elevated hearts and minds. Your inner minds are becoming telepathic soul-like minds. Breathe in the oneness of love, light, and peace that is around you. I am asking for a word of knowledge from the infinite masters and heightened beings of light. And pour through me now. You are not alone. You are eloquently elevating into atomic formulas within your bodies, cellular, molecular structures that have had hidden crystals tucked away that are now unraveling when you are in the moments of stillness and listening to your higher consciousness, breathing in to your quantum matrix fields. Breathe in the stillness now. There are code carriers and record keepers that are guiding you into portals and realms to transcend your consciousness into activations of oneness, of light intelligence, so that you may flow into passageways of light. When you are listening to these stronger bandwidths of light intelligences flowing upon you, amplifying your inner minds, your inner ears, magnifying the crystallized energies of your crystal seeds in the pineal, oblongata, heart, solar plex, oblongata. You are being empowered as your expanding hearts and minds move into these stronger telepathic connections of the oneness source of infinite love that has been bathing this planetary consciousness throughout all of 2022. And now with these heightened vibrations of sounds and tones of the vibrations I am hearing, ringing, and heightened quotients around me, I am able to breathe in and integrate these oneness frequencies of the 0 point. As are you, able to integrate and oscillate to your soul light consciousness. On this solstice, many crystal light codes are activating within chakra systems. And the crystal codes within their chakra bodies are allowing many to access these cosmic gateways of portals and passageways in the realms. Heightened realities are flowing. When you're experiencing these transformational light vibrations inside your bodies, as you are ascending and transcending into the oneness consciousness more than you know, in your stillness states. Did you know that your journey of oneness is ready to elevate into these light quotients of holograms of diamond essences pouring into your hearts? Did you know the heightened 0 point formulas for activating or being unleashed in the realms of your coded energies? Aligning encoded frequencies as holograms. Did you know you are going to be recreating coded frequencies of coded holograms of your gifts of enlightenment, empowerment? Breathe in the diamond frequencies of infinite intelligences that is showering and empowering you now to move into oneness. You are all ready to soar into these many electrifying grid systems. As bathing this planet. And your coded civilizations are awakening out of dormancy inside Gaia's kingdoms and elements. And these are new ascension frequencies of oneness that is elevating more than just mankind. And on this solstice, empowering activations are being placed within your inner minds, inner hearts, and chakra systems to be of infinite frequencies to assist in guiding you, elevating you, protecting you, monitoring you, so that you may stay focused in the higher essences that is arriving in your telepathic superconscious mind, so that you may breathe in the electromagnetic fields pouring into your quantum matrix fields, rather than drawing into the lowering fields around you. No. This solstice is amplifying you to begin transmitting your own light within your quantum fields onto all others around you. Breathe in this light intelligence now into your soul mind. And breathe in the stillness that is upon you of the peaceful, warm, golden diamond energies. You are awakening your mind to move into higher quotients of reality. When you quieten your mind and body, then you are able to access the higher levels of reality, beyond the beyond, where the sacred passageways and portals of your true conscious mind resides. No ego, only infinite intelligences, housing your infinite energetic memories. These energetic energies are what is awakening your minds in telepathic chords of infinite reality, vibrations of light. You are infinitely aligning and awakening and feeling telepathic words of knowledge of light codes that is being unveiled to you through this heightened 0-point formula that pours through on this solstice. Encoded frequencies. Breathe in these coded frequencies of light that is accelerating your minds and hearts into oneness. As you soar into these heightened vibrations of coded light intelligences, you are tapping into the ascension frequencies. It's allowing you to stay in alignment of your higher mind, flowing, transmitting light into your inner mind. You are beginning to integrate the light frequencies in every breath you take. And you are attracting more light intelligent particles of strands of energies of your soul light timelines of mastery into your fields. Breathe it in. These are coded frequencies in crystal sparks and patterns and symbols. Breathe it in. Hold. Now integrate it into your mind. Become the coded consciousness that you've just breathed in a diamond light frequency. How invigorating. I am feeling these quantum matrix fields around you, drawing in heightened vibrations of light intelligences around you. And these infinite masters and teachings that I will be pouring throughout all of 2023 will continue to harmonize, crystallize, and magnetize you into higher infinite masters. Breathe in the stillness upon you now, knowing that you are connected into a heightened reality quotient of intelligence. And these infinite masters have come to know who you are and will continue to bathe you throughout these next few days into the new year. 2023, a year of 7 infinite platforms of reality. You may open your eyes as you continue to embrace these infinite masters during all of Solstice. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the abundance of love, light, and freedom that you transmit onto all others and to all of Gaia's kingdoms. This has been an infinite vibration of love on Solstice. Thank you so much. I'm Nora Walks in Spirit.
Warm wishes and a happy winter solstice to all. May this special astrological phenomenon leave you with happiness in your heart. May your life be filled with love and positive energy to brighten all of your days. The winter solstice occurs when either of Earth's poles reaches the maximum tilt away from the sun. The winter solstice is the day with the shortest period of daylight and the longest night of the year. The winter solstice creates a powerful portal, making it a magnificent time to tap into your higher self. It can be a transformative time to raise your vibration by tapping into all that is given. During the winter solstice, we celebrate endings and beginnings. It is a time to let go of all that is not serving your magnificence. Embrace the downloads and tools that are offered to assist you in expanding your consciousness. We encourage you to use this solstice portal to move into your hearts and visualize a future filled with pure solution energy. Remember that we are all the creators of our own experience. The winter solstice can assist you in healing and in manifesting all that you desire. Together, joined in love, we honor the winter solstice, making it a sacred and spiritual time. Honor the divinity that you are, and know that we are all here to experience the cycles of life. We offer a series of uplifting messages to help you tap into the power of the winter solstice. We start with our first film clip called Living in Your Sacred Heart.
Tools for Ascension. Living in your sacred heart. Living in the heart is utilizing the most important cosmic law. Entering the sacred place of your heart is the source of creation. The heart is the key to everything. The heart is older than the body and the brain. The secrets that you are seeking are within your heart. Within your heart is where creation takes place. The brain requires light to see and exist, but the heart sees in darkness. In the heart is a world without fear. There is a vibration within the heart that is the Om to the universe. It is the heart that contains the original instructions for life. And when the heart is again in control of a person's life, life responds with joy and power. The heart is the key to everything. There is a secret inside the heart that is there for you. There is a tiny space within the heart where creation actually takes place. When you create from your heart, you create beauty, pristine vibration, a world without fear, a world without polarity or duality. When you create from the heart, there is no karma, because the heart is incapable of lying. When you create from your mind, there is polarity, and it does not matter how incredibly beautiful something that you would create from your mind is, because somewhere in the world is an equal or opposite reaction to that. So when you move into the heart, there is only love, there is only truth, and there is only beauty, because your heart is incapable of lying or misleading you. We are living in a feeling universe, not a thinking universe. If you have been thinking your way through life, you may be sadly dismayed with the creations that are occurring in your life. We suggest that you move immediately into your heart and begin to create without polarity. Master Buddha lovingly suggests that you take out your brain and that you dig a hole in the backyard. You bury your brain and you forget where you put it. The heart is the map and the key to your life.
Beloved ones, as we awaken to the truth of who we really are, we also remember the ancient beings on our planet, who are the great whales. The whales are our elders, and offer us an opportunity as humans to unlock the mechanisms within us and open the crystalline seals. The great white whales have shared that they are the keepers of the codes of creation. They are our galactic ancestors and seek now to connect with humanity to activate the dormant DNA encoding. Whale medicine healing offers you a release from your emotional and physical blocks that keep you bound to the human story of duality and polarity. Also, to activate the crystalline DNA within you and assist you in transforming your water-based body into a light body. Claim your divine spiritual gifts of telepathic communication, natural healing, alchemy, and remembering your divine life mission. In essence, the great white whales are here to assist humanity in creating their light bodies as we prepare for ascension and the new earth. Enjoy our film clip from the white whales, Creating Light Body.
Creating light body. In preparing for ascension, it is important to understand that you are a multidimensional being. It is important to understand that you are capable of conscious time travel. In our meditation, we are going to suggest that you visualize now the eye of the great whale. Now, together, we will gently travel to and enter the eye of this great whale. The eye is a portal or a stargate. This portal to a different star system feels familiar, and it is perfect and right for you. And now, accompanied by your angels and guides, we enter into this multidimensional gateway with ease and grace. Within this vortex of great energy are the memories of how to return to wave form and become a light being. It is important to understand that the water-based body you currently inhabit is now being restructured and transformed into a crystalline body of light. You have the power within you to change your water body into a light body. In our multidimensional travel, we see ourselves now gently changing the molecular and atomic structure of our body into that of pure, crystalline, rainbow form. We experience an immense sense of gratitude for this experience as we remember our point of origin and experience ourselves once again that of pure light. We see our divine life blueprint and the patterns of perfection within ourselves. We see and experience the truth of our divine self and the origin of our creation. As we experience the perfection and truth of who we are, we envision our body, and we see our heart and the blood that runs through our arteries and veins. We see the life force that is our blood, and it is beautiful and red flowing within us. And now we begin to see our blood turning gently into silver light. The transformation of the golden spiral sweeps over us and through us. And we are now using the power of our intention to transform our blood into light. We are now silver light. And now, continuing to raise our vibration, we begin to use the power of the golden spiral to transform our silver light into gold. The gold light sweeps through us and becomes one with us as every molecule of our bodies transform into waveforms of gold. Our bodies are transforming into gold light, and our blood has become golden liquid light. And now we witness our organ systems beginning to glow with golden light. And now our lymph and muscle tissues are glowing with the golden light. And now, through the power of our intention and the divine light of Creator, our structural skeletal system and our very bones have become one with the golden spiral of light. We have transformed ourselves into a body of golden light, and we are now perfect and pristine. We are now literal patterns of perfection, ascended and free, embodying our ascended form of light. We are now expanded and conscious of our multidimensional selves. And now, gently, it is time to return back to our third dimensional bodies. Return gracefully and easily through the portal that is the eye of the great whale. Return now to your third dimensional awareness, body, and existence. We are bringing with us upgraded patterns of light and DNA. We have transformed our genetic structure and intelligence through the power of intention and our connection to the truth of our divine origins. We have brought the purity and expanded vision of this healing and meditation to our bodies on this day. We are one with all life everywhere. Join with me now and say, I am that I am. I am that I am. I remember I am. I remember I am. I am holy. I am holy. I am sacred. I am sacred. I am light, and I am love. I am light, and I am love. I am divinity embodied. I am divinity embodied. Master Buddha says, "Blessed be my Creator friends. Let us rejoice." And so it is.
The next message I want to share is about ascension. I channel the soul energy known as Seth. Seth has been referred to as the original soul and is filled with wisdom and sharing. A few years ago, Seth asked me to create a film, sharing the wisdom of ascension and teachings from the dolphins and the whales. So I did create the film, Ascension Guidance, Living in Your Sacred Heart. And this next message is from it. Master Cat Buddha is currently my partner and is an aspect of the soul of Seth. They would like to share this message with you. Personal ascension is the unified presence of one being. Ascension is to hold and embody the highest potential for an incarnated being in full representation of the soul. Ascension is a collective field of expanded illumination, intuition, and acceptance within the self. Ascension is a shift into a higher state of consciousness bestowed upon you by your higher self when you are ready. Please enjoy this message.
Master Buddha's closing ascension message. The process of ascension is well underway now, is ongoing, and will continue past the year 2012. Ascension is evolution expressed through the ascent of the spiral of life. 2012 set the stage for the pinnacle of biological ascension as we experience the dematerialization of the Earth's magnetic fields and the final phases of existence in the third dimension. Our wondrous Earth experience is but an experiment with the density of love in biological form. And as our linear time frame is expressed, we can witness that evolution is not random. Evolution is consciousness in motion, and it uses the energy of the golden mean. The spiral of ascent is accelerating now, looping itself upward outside of linear time. The changes within our form start at the molecular level and are expressed through our atomic structure. Science can document changes now in metabolism, our neurology, and even within our genes. As we move into a higher vibration, more universal life force is assimilated and sustained. Aging as we knew it is reversing now, and youthing is a conscious choice. Use the power of your conscious will and intent to see yourself becoming lighter. Access the codes of creation within your master cell and divine life blueprint now. Ask for vibrant health and intelligence to be restored within your body. Open to the healer within you, as no one but you can give permission for the changes you are seeking. Ultimately, the carbon-based molecule will completely transform and transfigure into a crystalline form, and you will return to a light body form. The evolution of ascension is love, and it is taking place within the cosmos, our planet Earth, and within your physical makeup. Blessings on your ascension, dear friends. I am Master Cat Buddha. And so it is.
As we embrace our own path of enlightenment and self-empowerment, we come to the path of service. We are here to bring our gifts to others as we share them with each other freely. This is the path of service. Please enjoy our service prayer.
This is our service prayer. I am in service to my Creator and the Creator of all that is. I pray to always serve the light of my Creator, God, Goddess, Source, with love, and to always do my part to the very best of my ability. I pray to always go and be exactly where I need to be to manifest the Creator's divine master plan of love. I acknowledge my service and the gift of my earth life back to the One. Please use my body and soul combined with my free will as your own to serve at the highest possible level as your representative. I give humble thanks for the ability to serve at this level. I am grateful for my life. I am a unique and integral part of the divine master plan of love. I am an example of divine love. I pray now for the highest good of all beings in all places and at all times. I honor my divinity by serving my Creator joyfully. Let us rejoice. And so it is. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. Amen. Amen. Amen.
We encourage you to use the energy of the winter solstice and this holiday season to be aware of how we express kindness to each other. We are encouraged to offer compassion and forgiveness to each other, and fully open our hearts to each other without judgment. May we join our hearts to bless all beings in all places and at all times. If you resonate with our messages and want to connect with us, I am Lori Rian, and I have represented my sacred partner, Master Cat Buddha, who is an aspect of Seth. Please visit LoriRion.com, LaurieReyon.com. Many blessings.
in this beautiful solstice soul shine celebration. Each of our presenters have a special offer for you if you'd wish to go deeper in your study in this ascension process. Check out the links on our viewing page and learn more about how you can work with each of the masters in this presentation. And also, we have a very special annual upgrade package that allows you access to beautiful mastery empowerment courses that were held in the beautiful year of 2022. This is our annual special price available during this event, and it's to help you on your journey. Your empowered mastery is here because you are a master co-creator. Enjoy these programs, and from my sacred heart to yours, I wish you a beautiful 2023. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.